What's up, YouTube? I literally just landed back in Chicago from a very busy weekend and an awesome start of my work week. I taught in Toronto this Saturday, and let me just say, Toronto was lit. I love the ladies in Toronto. They're always ready to show up to have a good time. And my sister, Cookie, of Twerk Shop Chicago, came with me to teach her twerking, stripper twerk, and it was lit. The girls did not know that we were gonna be twerking and riding the D. So they had a really good time. Hey Koya, hey TT, what's up, ladies? So hey Selena. So yeah, this weekend was great, and then I ended up leaving Toronto and going straight to Miami for an event. What up, Amy? Straight to an event for Texture Magazine for their Texture Talk series. And I got to meet some beautiful women. Tico, who's an international model, and hey JJ, and also got to meet Narissa, who is basically like yoni health expert, and I've been following her for years. What up, James? And so it was just great, like to go from Toronto, a city that I love, to then go to Miami and spend a few days down there and get some sun and all that. Just fantastic. But I'm not here to talk about what I just did. I'm here to talk about what's coming. Hey, Shakita, what's going on? Demetrius Lowe, what up? So, yes, I got this shirt from a vendor that hit me up on Tumblr. This is like an original design. If anybody that can read can tell what it says, M plus peach Trump. It's just what it is. Brianna Blue, I am looking for models for next weekend for the Exotica Expo. So if you want to assist me at the expo next weekend, just like shoot me an email. You can hit me up at Tyomi at sexperttyomi.com and we can get it going. But I'm relocating to LA at the end of the summer, well, in the middle of the summer. So I'm not looking for an assistant in Chicago anymore, but I do need assistance next weekend for Exotica. Yo, I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. Let me say this before I talk about what we're going to get into with this live. So while I was gone, people started sending me messages saying that they saw the billboard that I'm featured on for the Exotica Expo in Chicago that's happening next weekend, June 23rd through the 25th. And when I tell you that that billboard is a manifestation, oh, you just see, look, she said she just saw me. Thank you. When I tell you that that billboard is a manifestation of my dreams, that like totally made my day today when I got sent that picture, because I've been working with 3X Events for the Exotica Expo for the last 6 years. And I said, man, as much work as I do at this convention, and as much as I'm crushing these seminars and bringing people into these seminars, I need to be on the billboard to represent my city for this event. And so they brought me on this year as their resident sexpert and also their press rep when we go to cities to, promote the show on radio shows. And so I didn't even know, like, they didn't even tell me. They didn't even tell me that they were doing that. I'm like plastered all over the website, which is cool, but I didn't know that they were going to do a billboard. So on my way back from the airport a few moments ago, I saw it, and I didn't have like time to really like relish. I didn't really have time to like relish in it. But that billboard's going to be up for a while, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, it like when stuff like that happens, I'm just like checking it off, checking it off, checking it off. Like, these are things that have been on my vision board, things that have been on my bucket list, things that I've been manifesting. So when these things manifest, I'm like, oh my God, yes, that means there's so much more coming, because I work on manifesting a lot of things and, putting my dreams out there and believing that they'll happen. So shouts out to 3X Events for trusting me to be their resident sexpert and to bring more talent into the seminars. And shouts out to them for always supporting me and being behind me in the work that I do. Like, I'm going to have a permanent smile on my face for the rest of life. I know that that is just the first of many billboards that I will be featured on. So I'm like, y'all see I'm just glowing. I'm on like cloud nine. Thanks for the congratulations, guys. Like that. Yeah, just mama, I made it. I made it. So I'm happy about that. But so let's get into it. Tomorrow, I'm back with my Hump Day Wednesday webinars. And since it's Hump Day, in honor of the peach, talking about backdoor play. That's right, anal sex basics. Anal sex and just anal play in general, it doesn't even have to be sex, but just playing with the anus has become a lot more accepted and popular, where people want to know how to do it safely. And so I'm going to be doing a webinar on Wednesday from 8 p.m. Central to 9 p.m. And if you want to register, it's just $10, but you're going to get so much information from this webinar. Wait, I think I set it for only an hour. But it starts at 8 p.m. And if you happen to miss the webinar, there's going to be a replay sent to whoever registers. So don't worry. You can register, and then if you have some prior commitments or something comes up and you miss the live broadcast, you will be sent a link to the replay. And we're going to be going over, prep. We're going to be going over how to not make it hurt. We're going to be going over safety and some basic sex positions. This is just the 101. This is the basic level. You know what I mean? Because we got to get out of our heads in believing that the anus is something that should be off limits. Thanks, Shawanda. But anal sex is not supposed to hurt. Sex in general is not supposed to hurt. So if it's hurting, you're not doing it right. So during tomorrow's webinar, I will be covering how not to make it hurt and prep, being clean, how to communicate what you need from your partner and all that good stuff. So if you want to join us tomorrow, you can register at backdoorplay.eventbrite.com. And I will put the link in the description of the broadcast after it's uploaded, so you can easily access it. I think I'm cutting off the registration at 6 p.m. just so that it's enough time for me to send out the link. I send out the link to the live broadcast about 2 hours before the broadcast. So just look out for that in the email that you use to register for the event. But I'm going to be creating a platform where I house all of my webinars and also where I house some of my more, more like full featured videos that I can't put up on YouTube. And I've kind of taken a break from producing the videos that I typically do, simply because at this point in my career, I need help. I'm like super busy now and running all these pages and traveling a lot more. And I fucking broke my computer. Yay. So I have to upgrade. My computer, and I got to get some help so that way I can produce more content and get more stuff out there for you guys, because I don't want y'all to be lacking. So if you're wondering like, why haven't you produced a new video yet? It's because I need help. And so when I relocate to California, I'm believing that God will divinely send me individuals who will be in perfect alignment with my purpose, and they will help me move forward with, expanding my brand and expanding my page here on YouTube. Oh, yes, I'm excited about the new content too. Like, I just have so many ideas and ways that I want to put the information out there for you guys to easily digest. And I want to put a little more acting into what I do. I just want to make it even more fun so that you guys can watch it and not feel like you watching some smut or something. You know what I mean? Like, the whole reason why I do what I do, in the way that I do it, is so that way, first of all, I don't always want to have to censor myself or use euphemisms and stuff. I want to keep it real. You know what I mean? I want to keep it real. But But I also have to keep it at a certain level for YouTube, because YouTube, they got a habit of flagging me for shit. But again, that's why I said I'm creating a platform where I can put more of my like full featured videos where you can go and you can access them. So it'll be like, you know, a 3 to 5 minute video explaining things where you'll get it. But if you want more like in-depth explanation and you want to see things that are a little more involved and a little more realistic, still not porn, guys, still not porn, but those videos will be on another platform that you can subscribe to. And I'm working on an app too for my YouTube channel. It's just so much. I'm like, oh God, send me my team. Like, I have people around me that at this point I'm like, yeah, it's time to assemble so I can just push through it. For the young lady that was looking for my email, just hit me up on Instagram or Snapchat or one of my social media pages so I can just give it to you directly. But yeah, so all right, let's talk about it. One thing that I have been noticing is that couples have a difficult time with expressing to each other what they need sexually. I was just talking to a woman on Snapchat last night and I felt for her because she's in this relationship with a guy. She's not married to him. That's her baby's father, her children's father, I should say, because they have 2 children together, been together 5 years, and he's just not willing to try anything new. She's not satisfied in the sex, but he makes it all about him. He doesn't really care about giving her what she needs or even listening to her. And he says, oh, well, you don't have to tell me anything. I know how to please you. But clearly he doesn't, because she's talking to me, complaining about, not getting what she needs. And so, I'm glad you found me too, Brittany. Welcome. Welcome to my community. So I wanted to talk about this today because I recognize and realize that, number one, there has never been a course on, and most of the time couples are not like educated in how to communicate with each other about sex. Like, seriously, who has ever taught you how to ask your partner for what you need sexually? I've never like gotten that course in my life. I pretty much had to learn that on my own. But see, luckily you guys have me, because I can give you tips on how to do it properly. Now, this is the thing. If you do not have a partner that is open, like this young lady, if you don't have a partner that is open to learning more and actually giving you what you need and being open to listen to you, you may need to seek out some professional help and have a mediator, because sometimes people get in their ego. People get in their ego and they look at you and they think, well, I know you because I've been with you for so long. And that's the issue. You think that because you've been with your partner for 2 years, 5 years, 11 years, that you know exactly what they like, but you're not realizing. You're not, hey, thick, totally cute. You're not realizing that your partner changes every single day. Every single day your partner changes. And so you're basically taking them for granted, and you're not living in the now. You're living in the past when you shut them down and say, I know what you need. I don't need you to tell me. It's like they're trying to like relate to you in the now. They're trying to connect with you in the now and say, what you're doing is not satisfying me, and I need you to switch it up. And this comes from both sides. Like in a heterosexual normative relationship, it comes from the woman complaining to the man, and also the man complaining to the woman. But it also happens in same-sex relationships too, So what do you do? What do you do if your partner is not open to listening to you? First things first, get a mediator. If it's not a professional like myself, or a therapist, or a psychologist, or a counselor, find a friend that you both are comfortable with that can just help you both navigate the conversation where you're not being interrupted, they're not being interrupted, and also where that person can help both of you understand what the other is saying. Because whenever you bring up the fact that you're not happy sexually, either you feel like it's an attack or your partner feels like it's an attack, because you're making a judgment. This is what typically is thought. You're making a judgment, and typically a negative judgment on the sexual activity. And it's not negative. It's not good or bad. You're just not being satisfied. So that's the one thing that I really need all of you listening to understand, is that in sex, there isn't any good or bad. It's, does it feel good or does it not? Is it serving my higher self or is it not? You know, and so if it's not feeling good and your partner says, I'm not getting what I need, get out of your ego and remember why you're in your relationship in the first place. Now, if you don't have a purpose for why you're in your relationship, if your relationship is not rooted in love, then of course your partner's going to think you're attacking them. So you have to remember love first and foremost, because if you love your partner, and also if you love yourself, then when your partner is saying, I'm not satisfied, then you're going to say, well, what can I do? What can I do to satisfy you? What can I do to make sure you have peace? What can I do to make sure that I am experiencing you and you are experiencing me in love? But when you get into ego, which is not love at all, when you get into ego, you look at it as attack. So you have to, for real, this right here. Trump needs to go that way. Yeah, that way. But anyway, you got to get out of your ego, and this is not just for men; it's for women too. It's for women too, because a lot of times women feel insulted or get their feelings hurt when he's like, I'm not satisfied. I don't know what to do right now. Or sometimes men don't even feel like they can even speak to their significant others about sex because they deem us as so sensitive. So again, get out of that ego and listen to what your partner is saying, because if you love them, then they're communicating to you that they need something more. Now, if you feel like you don't want to communicate to your partner about what you need, or if your partner is adverse to the idea of learning something new, it may be because they just feel a little bit inadequate. Your partner may feel like, well, dang, I don't know what to do at all. I thought I was doing everything that he liked. I thought I was doing everything she liked. So what more does she want me to do? Typically, a person feels like they're being attacked when you bring this conversation up because they feel inadequate, because their sex education is like basic level. Oh, let me give you some head before I put it in. Let me do the wet check before I put it in. Oh, let me just suck on your titties for a little bit before I put it in. Oh, well, I know if I put her in this one position, this is what she likes. Oh, well, I know if I just bend over, this is what he likes. But think about this. If you're with somebody, especially over the long term, and you're doing the same moves, the same 3 moves, the same foreplay. Like, I've literally talked to people who said, I can like go through our entire sexual experience with my eyes closed, and it lasts no longer than 5 minutes. He's going to kiss me on my mouth. He's going to suck on my neck. He's going to play with my nipples. He's going to eat me out. He's going to put it in, be done in 3 minutes, and that's our sex. There are people out there that are like that. There are people out there who are like that. It's like the sex is just da, 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 da. And what I've learned about men, primarily, is that men are very habitual. I mean, we all, are kind of like set in our ways, but men, it's like when they figure out how to do one thing, it's like, oh, okay, so if I do this thing, then it's going to work every time. And that is not true. It's not true. Because guess what? Your body changes, your attitude changes, your mindset changes, your environment changes. As women, we have children, and having children changes the vagina a little bit. You know what I mean? So what used to work for you when you were 20, 21 may not work for you when you're 35, 40. You know what I mean? Your hormones change and all of that. So when your partner is looking at you as if you are an unchanging person and as if you're not going to evolve sexually, the problem starts there. You and your partner have to basically sit down and have like a getting to know you moment. Don't ever think that it's a bad thing to check in with your partner and just be like, hey, so how have you been? What's going on? Like, talk to me. Last time we had sex, I felt it was a little distant. What's going on? Like, what did you think about our experience? Like, what would you like to try? Is there anything that I can improve on? What would you, just start being honest and stop being afraid. Like, if this person is somebody you love and you're committed to, why would you be afraid to truly communicate with them? If you're afraid to communicate to your partner, then that means that relationship, unfortunately, has forgotten love. Love is not at the root of this relationship, because where love is, fear cannot operate. Will there be moments where fear comes up into your consciousness? Absolutely, because fear is a default setting within us. We are all programmed with fear in us, even though we are manifestations of love. But when you can remember that love is the content of your partnership, of your relationship with whoever you decide to be with, then that is what should motivate you to say, you know what, I'm going to listen. I want to listen to what my partner is saying, and I'm going to try to be better. And if you feel inadequate because you are not educated, then come on my page. Come on my page or any of the other sexperts out there, or go to Barnes and Noble. The easiest thing, hey Jay, the easiest thing you can do for yourself and your partner, go and have a little date night, but make it non-conventional. Go to Barnes and Noble, go to the section where there are sex books, decide on which one you're going to buy, and start reading that together. Guys, y'all gotta start reading. Y'all gotta start reading. Y'all gotta start reading together. If you care about sex, if sex is important to you, excuse me. Yes, readers are leaders. You're absolutely right, Michelle. But if you care about your sex life, if sex is important to you, then you need to be keeping your erotic mind moist by educating yourself. Should I read during? Come on now. Be smart. Be smart. Be smart. Like that, come on. Be smart. Why would you read a book during sex? That doesn't make sense. Be smart. You have to also understand that you need to prepare. Prepare. Stop thinking that sex is always supposed to be spontaneous. When you prepare for sex, it makes it so much better, because now you have intent. Now you have a purpose for why you're even joining together sexually. Read with your partner. You don't always, intimacy isn't always about penetrative sex. You know what I'm saying? Work on your intimacy by reading erotica, reading self-help books. You know what I'm saying? Cuddle together. Give each other massages without the intention of this is going to lead to sex. Because even in deepening your intimacy, then it allows you to feel more comfortable with expressing to your partner what you need. I read the Kama Sutra during drunk sex sometimes. I got short-term memory loss. What can I say? You trolling. Anybody listening to you? Anybody listen to you? But you want to be in a conscious mind. You want to be conscious and aware when you and your partner are communicating about what you need sexually. Being drunk, taking drugs, and doing all of that sounds like you really don't want to be there. Just saying. being drunk and taking drugs and all of that to have sex, it sounds like you really don't want to do it. It sounds like you're trying to mask your nervousness. And let me tell you something. It's all right if you have a glass of red wine, maybe a shot, but if you're getting fucking plastered, like, no. First and foremost, do not have sex with drunk women. And don't have sex with women if you're drunk. Because there isn't full consent in that situation when either one of you is drunk. Just saying. And just because you're in a relationship with somebody does not mean that they consent to sex with you. You need to be asking. And this is an issue. This is the issue. People assume because you're in a relationship that your partner is automatically supposed to be down to have sex, and that's not true. You need to be getting consent every time, explicit consent. Just because your partner laying there with a hard dick does not necessarily mean he's in the mood to get it in. Just because she's pressing her booty up against you does not mean that she's consenting to sex. You know what I'm saying? You need to get that explicit consent because rape happens often within marriages and relationships, and it goes unreported as well because it's that mentality of, well, I'm in a relationship, so I guess it's okay. No, it's never okay. I was talking to a guy. People don't think that men get violated, but they do. They do. And I was talking to this guy online who said, I got to talk to you because something happened and I don't know how to feel about it. And so he was saying the last time he had sex with a woman that he's like involved with or whatever, she stuck a finger in his butt and he didn't really like it, but he didn't really not like it. And he didn't give her consent to do it, but he just let it happen anyway. And I was like, well, bro, I gotta tell you, like, she violated you. You didn't give her consent to do that. You didn't even go over like what your boundaries were. And she just stuck a finger in your butt because she thought you would like it. But look at what happened after that. Now he's talking to me about how uncomfortable he felt, So get permission. Don't just assume that your partner's going to like something. So when it comes to the whole anal sex situation, you definitely got to have clear consent and clear communication about what is needed and what is desired. The reason why many of you are saying, oh, it hurts or whatever, is because you're doing it wrong. You're trying to go from 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds. You're trying to enter the anus as if it is the vagina, and it's not. Okay? It's a completely different organ. It doesn't secrete its own lubricant. It's dry. It can tear easily. And it is an orifice where things are made to come out. So of course there's going to be some resistance in going in. There are 2 sphincters in the anus that prevent things from going in. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. What is this? There are ways you ask. You don't have to be like, you can definitely say, well, do I have permission to touch you here? But if you want to do it in a sexier way, you could say, would you like me to touch you here? Or how would you like me to touch you? Give them the power to tell you what they want from you. Can I go down on you? I really want to suck your dick. Can I do that? Because again, it's not always something that is a given. I was with a partner a few weeks ago and things were getting really heated. But I could sense in reading his energy and feeling him out that even though I wanted to do more, I wanted to go down on him, I sensed that I needed to ask because we were just simply cuddling, but I was like, the idea is in my mind, so let me ask. So I asked him, and when I asked him, what did he say? He said, we should wait. So if I would have jumped the gun and just tried to go down there, before even getting his permission, it would have been a very awkward situation. He either would have like stopped me and been like, no, or he just would have felt violated. So that's what I'm saying. You have to get that consent. Get the consent, and don't feel weird about it. It does not have to be something that throws off your entire session, you know. Get that consent and you'll be good to go. You'll be having carefree sex that your partner wants to be involved in. So what's going on tomorrow is I'm having a webinar at 8 p.m. Central on backdoor play. So it's for people who want to explore their anuses. And if you want to register, it's just $10. You can go online, register at backdoorplay.eventbrite.com. Wait, can I write that in here? Can I write in the chat? I don't think I can. I'm still like navigating this whole thing. So, it's going to be good. And I'm going to tell you from personal experience. And this kind of goes into talking about what you want or desire from your partner sexually. So the last person I was dating, he was the first one I had a successful anal experience with. And we were talking about the things that we both like sexually. He said, I watch a lot of anal sex porn, anal porn. And I've always wanted to try it, but I never had anyone that was willing to do it. But I would like to try it because it looks like if you do it in a certain way, it can feel really good, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, you know what? I'm down for this. So we tried it. And we had a conversation first and we went through prep. The thing about me is, I'm super educated about sex. So it's nothing for me to open up that conversation and talk to my partners about what they want, what they need, and what they desire. So we talked about it and we planned it out. We said, okay, we're going to do it on this night. We're going to get this kind of lube, and I told him, I said, and as the person that's being penetrated, whether you're a man or a woman, you are the one that is in control of this. Okay? So you are the one that sets the tone. So I told him, I said, all right, before you even put it in, I just want you to relax my body. I want you to massage me, and I want you to play with my booty. I get very turned on by spanking, maybe by being spanked, right? So, spanking my booty, shaking it, playing with it and stuff. And then I said, okay, after you relax me and play with my booty, I just want you to use your fingers. So I'm walking him through, and so I'm giving y'all a little bit, of what a being a seminar, but I can't give y'all everything. But I'm walking him through what I need him to do in order for me, the one being penetrated, to feel comfortable enough with it. And it's baby steps. If you're going to be having anal sex, you have to expect that it's going to be a process. It's not like the vagina where you can slide in a few seconds and you in there and it's good. No. Because with each centimeter you get deeper, you need to make sure that you're well lubricated. The vagina creates its own lubrication, but the anus does not. And you want to make sure that you're protecting yourself as well. If you're in a monogamous relationship or you're just with one partner, you know where they've been, blah, blah, blah. Cool. I mean, you could have raw anal sex if you want. But just know you got to be careful. The thumb and the index fingers are great for exploring. And they have, if you're a person that's like, I don't want to use my fingers, they have things for that. But I'll go over that in the webinar tomorrow. I'm going to give y'all the keys. I got the keys. And I'm also going to give you guys some recommended reading if you want to explore further. Because again, I want you guys to start building up your library. Okay? I understand that some of you may not be big readers. You may not be into sitting down and reading a book. But if you have these things in your collection at your disposal, then you become more self-sufficient. How do you relax your girlfriend's body? If you want to know that, you need to register for my webinar. It's only $10. Register for my webinar. backdoorplay.eventbrite.com. Anal, it's a no for me. Much respect for women who love it. Hey, it doesn't have to be for you. You know, everything about sex and how you can play or explore sexually may not be for you. And that's fine. That's fine. And I want everybody to completely understand that you do not have to be into everything there is that is sex. You don't. If you don't like giving head, don't do it. You don't have to do it. If you don't want to be penetrated anally, you don't have to do it. It's all right. And this is where I'll talk about like being sexually compatible. If you are with somebody that's a little more, into exploring, they're kinkier than you, but you're completely vanilla and you don't have any interest at all at even meeting that person at a middle ground to help them explore, then you're going to have some issues in your relationship sexually, because that person's going to be feeling like they are unfulfilled. And that's where the idea of like infidelity begins to creep in, or that person goes and hires a sex worker. If you guys are wondering why sex workers are hired, it's because they're not having the sex that they want within their relationship. What up, Queen Mystic? What up, boo? So, that's that. But there are multiple ways to do things when it comes to sex, because sex is form. And form can take any shape, and every single last person in the world is going to have different needs, different desires, and different ways they want to express themselves sexually. So don't think that just because you're not into something or you don't fit into a topic or a discussion that someone's having about sex that you're abnormal or weird or whatever. It's just how you choose to express yourself. It's just what you subscribe to. All right? So that's what it's all about. You ain't gotta be for anal. I used to be anti-anal for the longest time. But I told myself, I was like, you know what? I've always wanted to explore it. The word God, I don't have to answer your question. I'm not inclined to answer your question about my personal life. So please stop asking me questions about my personal life. If I see your question and you keep asking it and I don't answer it, it's because I'm not inclined to answer your question. Okay? I am not inclined to answer your question. And know that, people, online, period. If somebody's asking you a question, you don't have to answer them just because if anybody, period, is asking you a question, you don't have to answer it. Can we talk about how beautiful you look with no makeup? Thank you. So, since you brought that up, I have to mention this. I realize and I recognize that many of you have body image issues. And many of you come to me wanting help on spicing up your sex life and learning how to be more freaky in bed, but you have body image issues or you have mental health issues that need to be combated first. You have to heal those things. Hey, Vanessa, you have to heal those things before you can talk about getting freaky in bed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Latina, you're right. Anal is not something that you do with just any old body, because you have to trust that person, and that person has to respect you. Because for the guy that's like, I don't need you telling me how to do this, just bend your ass over, that's not somebody you want to have anal sex with, because he's not going to prep. He's not going to make sure you feel safe. He's just one-track minded, all about himself. No. Anal sex is something that you do with a partner that is loving and you trust them and they listen to you and they allow you to guide them. Like, it took me years to get to that point to actually trust somebody. Cat ears because I can. You know, in life, you don't have to have a deep reason for why you do what you do. I wear cat ears because I like them and I can. Sit. Just sit. So if you cannot verbalize to your partner what you need, smack it up, flip it, rub it down. You stupid. That's the best way though. It's the best way to but also communicate with your partner. Communicate with your partner. Oh, where did I get the cat ears? Forever 21. It's a headband. It's a headband. And you know what? I wear stuff like this because it's fun. It's fun. It allows you to tap into your inner child. You have to be reminded of your innocence. And I carry a unicorn, and now I have a pillow, a neck pillow for the plane. It's a rainbow. So I carry my unicorn and my rainbow with me when I travel. And people be looking at me like, what's she doing? What is this? To the point where some people are like, you look like a big baby with this. Good. Because you're looking at me and you are remembering your childhood. But yeah, I have cat ears and I have bunny ears. Let me show y'all. Hold on. Ta-da! Bam. I like to dress up with my partner, so ta-da! And these both came from Forever 21, just saying. Forever 21 has some cute stuff. These headbands and like lingerie and stuff. Yes. But he said cat ears better. I like the bunny ears. Because I actually bought these for a photo shoot and I had a teddy that had this lace in it. Look, these right here is like the easiest way to change things up in the bedroom. You can put these ears on and you can pretend that you're a bunny. And then you just behave like a bunny. You're a pet. You know what I'm saying? No, they don't have dog ears yet, but I'm pretty sure they will because, you know, Snapchat filters are like life. But literally, just by placing these on and shaking your tail like you're a bunny and establishing it and saying, okay, once I place these ears on, I'm a bunny. So you have to treat me like a bunny. He can feed you food, you know. He can caress you and pet you like a bunny. You know what I'm saying? All of that. And it's so simple, so easy. And you don't even have to like invest a lot of money. This was like, I think $3. For $3, you can change up how you have sex because now you're role playing. Sometimes assuming a different character can take you out of your mind and get you into your body and fully rooted in the experience. Just simple little ears, like, or a bow tie or whatever. It's like literally the easiest thing you can do, you know, but I cut myself off. If you feel that you cannot verbalize to your partner what you need, put it in a letter. You know, put it in a letter and put it in an envelope and give it to your partner. Or write it in a card, you know, a card that displays your love or professes your love for your partner, but then it also lets your partner know what you need. And when you approach your partner about it, always make sure you affirm that, you know, I enjoy you. I love connecting with you intimately. I love feeling you inside of me, or I love being inside of you. I love us being sexual. But, just be like, but I really want to have a deeper connection. I want us to explore more. I want us to switch some things up because I'm feeling a disconnect. Always make sure you lead with love first. Because when you approach your partner like, this shit ain't working. You're not satisfying me. Your dick too small. Your pussy dry. Like, you say things like that, and of course your partner's going to feel offended. because you're not being loving. Be loving when you approach your partner. Put it in a letter, put it in a card, or send it in a text message. Or, you know what you can do? All these gifts and things. Look, go on Tumblr. Go on Tumblr, and it's like the best place to find nudes and porn and all that, right? If there is something that you see that you want to try out, right? Download that video or screenshot the picture or whatever. Send it to your partner and be like, I think this is so hot. What do you think? You know, I would love to try it. Would you be willing to try it too? Simplest thing, the simplest way. Without approaching your partner like, this shit ain't working. You know, the easiest way to tell your partner what you need is by giving them examples, asking them what they think about it, asking them if they would be willing to participate in it. And then from there you can say, well, I really want to try this. Like, you know, I feel like I need to, you know, do something different. You know, can we meet halfway? You know what I'm saying? Yes, look, Tumblr is life. But Tumblr be full of it though, because I try to put up my videos from YouTube on Tumblr, and they always block them. They always block them and say, Tumblr does not promote or accept sexual content. Fuck you mean? Tumblr is porn. Like, what? I don't know. Somebody just like hating on my videos or something. So random. But my Tumblr is glamazontayomi.tumblr.com. Very simple. glamazontayomi.tumblr.com. So I cut myself off again earlier when I was talking about body image. Many of you make comments, very loving comments, about like my skin and how smooth it is and how even it is. And I know that many of you have issues with like, you know, body image and all that. So I am creating products for you guys. They're all going to be handmade by moi. And they're all going to be for promoting positive body image and self-love through self-care. And of course, there are going to be some essential oils in it. So look out for it. 2 things I'm coming out with first is a kit to maintain soft lips. You guys see my lips. I pride myself in my lips for a few reasons. First reason is I'm always talking. So attention's always going to go here. 2, my mom embarrassed me bad when I was a kid. She embarrassed me so bad about my lips because when I was younger, I didn't wear lip gloss or lip balm or anything like that. So my lips were always dry and I was always licking them. And after that day, I just stayed with lip chap. So, you know, plus chapped lips don't feel good. And I love to kiss and I love to use my mouth in foreplay. So, you know, if you're a good kisser or you want to be a good kisser, it starts with having a good foundation, which means having soft, moist, plump lips, right? So I'm making that, and it's not just for women, it's for men too, but everything that I make is from natural products. No harsh chemicals or anything like that. All of my products are sourced from an organic source because I care about y'all, and I don't want to, you know, be promoting products and having you guys using products that are filled with all these harsh chemicals. You have to remember this. Whatever you put on your skin goes into your bloodstream. Whatever you put on your skin, it goes into your bloodstream. So everything that I'm going to be using has properties in it that are aiding with balancing your hormones and providing magnesium and zinc and all these other chemicals and minerals that are necessary to help maintain your sex life. All right? So I don't watch anybody on YouTube, honestly. I barely have time to watch TV. Betty Dobson is definitely one of the pioneers in the sex industry, but I really don't watch YouTube like that unless I'm looking to make products or wigs or something like that. So you will know how much my products cost when they are released, but I'm debuting them at the Exotica Expo next week. And my full website will be up and running before Black Friday. But the way it's going to be set up is you can get a sample kit. It's very small samples of things that I will be selling. And if you like the samples, then you can buy a full size. And then there'll be kits that are like all encompassing, a yoni health kit, a stress-free kit, a kinky kit, all kind of stuff. So you guys will see it. It's developing. And yeah. So the thing is, you guys really do inspire me, because all of what I do is based on your needs, the things that I'm reading that you're interested in, the complaints that you guys have online about your sex lives and all of that. Everything that I do is based off of a pain point that I feel needs to be met. Me even having this YouTube channel is meeting a pain point. Somebody asked me earlier what inspired me to start this page. What inspired me to start this page was the lack of color that I saw in the industry. I didn't see many or any black women, young black women, speaking about sexuality in a way that was relatable and entertaining and also comprehensive. And that wasn't all about like being a hoe or being a slut, like slut movement is alive and well. I know, no shade to it or whatever. Women are, working on repurposing the word slut. That's cool. That's cool. But every woman does not subscribe to that. And so for me, I was like, well, I'm just going to go ahead and be the solution and be a positive representation for women of color in sexuality and educating on how to improve your sex life, whether you're coupled up or you're single or whatever. So that's what it's all about. It's all about representing women of color and being that representation so that we feel that we have a voice and we have someone to go to that we can relate to, So yeah, that's why I do what I do. But this broadcast has been going on for almost an hour, and I need to get off of here and finish up some more work before I end my night. But again, if you guys want to learn more about anal sex, anal play, backdoor play, my webinar is tomorrow at 8 p.m. Central. You can register at backdoorplay.eventbrite.com. Again, I'm going to put the link in the video once it's done. He said, nice shirt. Thanks, Dan. I didn't come up with this. Shout out to the artist that came up with the shirt. We all have our different opinions on what's going on with our government in the U.S., but the shirt explains how I feel, and I don't got to explain anymore. So tomorrow's going to be lit. It's going to be amazing. I can't wait to educate you guys about backdoor play, because when you do it right, I'm telling you, like, of course I enjoy vaginal penetration more, but because I've had more vaginal sex than I have anal sex. But I will say this. I get so turned on now by my anus being stimulated, or even just a finger being in there when I'm completely relaxed. You know what I mean? Whereas before I was so anti, and I realized that when I had the animosity against anal sex, that it was causing anxiety to build up within my body and also causing my anus to be like, nah, ain't nothing going in here, big. But when I opened up and said, I'm just going to relax and I'm going to admit that I want to have this experience, I said, all right, let's do it. Yo, it's such an amazing feeling. Like, it's also stimulating your vagina, because like the wall that separates the anus and the vagina is so thin. It just feels good. And there's a lot of nerve endings in the anus, you know. So it can be very stimulating when you do it right. But if you're doing it wrong, of course it's going to hurt. Sex is not supposed to hurt, guys. So again, join me tomorrow for my webinar, backdoorplay.eventbrite.com. We're going over the basics of anal sex, anal play, for whoever wants to be penetrated, whether you're a man or a woman, all right? Or gender nonconforming, whatever. So that's my piece. That's all I got for y'all today. Hopefully you enjoyed the conversation. I always enjoy talking to you guys. And thanks for all your encouragement and love. And I'll see you on the next live, guys. Peace.